Hi, I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 17, Volume 9. Now, I was going to do this tape. This was going to be the one. It's actually only got one side that's recorded on. There was a little list on the front there with some games, and some good games as well. You know, Astronaut, Androids, Manic Miner, Horoscope Skiing, some good ones. But then I saw it, and it had my name written all over it. And it's the kind of tape that you wish for as somebody who does this. It's this one. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's so much wrong with it that makes it so much right. Look at this. Look at this. It's been recorded over. It's even got those bits of those old bits of tissue that people used to put in the corners to do that. They actually, it looks like they had tape on previously, but they went with the tissue approach, and it's been recording over party sing along 20 all time greats, the music makers from its Hallmark of all things. There's probably somebody can probably find that from that reference number there. But this is Gaz's. It says Gaz. Look, Gaz A1, and I love the fact that it's 1B. Gaz, it should be 2B, mate. You're on the other side. But anyway, so Chris and Kids, I think it says Chris and Kids, or Chris Hicks. Could be Chris Hicks as well. Well, could be that as well. But yeah, and that's Moz on the side there, or Maz. But this is the kind of tape that I love, because it's got weird stuff possibly. Now, this could be what's on it, but I don't know, because it's just in the box there. So it's got Nighttime on it, Enigma Force. I like Nighttime. The Magic Knight series is always... I don't think it's underrated, but it's not as loved as much as the sort of Dizzy series. Enigma Force, Ping Pong, which we never got to load the other week. I was hoping to do that. Fighter Pilot, V from the TV series, Bounty Bob, and Quasitron. Everybody likes that one. I never really quite got into Quasitron. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this into a tape drive. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so we're good to go. So let's go down to basic and load dit. So load dit. Push the button there, and I push the play. This is just my kind of tape. It really is, honestly. With its its torn off cover and the bits in the back of it, this just screams my name. It says load me. Load me. Nighttime. I can't remember which number this was. Nighttime. I don't know whether this was... I think this was the second one, actually, in the whole thing. Oh, God, that's a good start. There's welcome to What's on Tape. There we go. So just the usual. Will not load. To be fair, though, this tape just, as I say, stinks of sort of not working at all. Oh. There's a bit Ghetto Blaster. You know, stuck in the old Ghetto Blaster and copied from tape to tape onto. It's like came round, and your mate was like, "Oh, you want a copy of my copy?" And you're like, "Yeah, go on then." You know, and you stuck, and he stuck it in the sort of the thing, and you're like, "Well, what do we record over?" "Oh, Mum never plays that Hallmark thing, and I don't want to sing along." So that's it. You put it into there. That's the way to do it. Let's put it in the other tape deck. Yes. Nighttime. Oh, so it is going to be what's on the actual instructions. That's a bit of a shame, actually, but never mind. But I kind of hope for something different, but you never know, because there's plenty of space on here. So we might have plenty of stuff on here. Plenty of stuff. I've got coffee. I hope you've got a beverage. I hope you've had a good week. I apologise for the weekend. It was a bit of chaos, realistically. During the week I've been getting quite good at scheduling myself when it comes to actually doing stuff. Hang on, quickly sup this coffee before I get any further. No, this is the next one on. It was the one before that was the other one, Spellbound, wasn't it? Spellbound? Yes, Spellbound was before this one. But anyway. Oh, coffee's good. Anyway, so weekend was a bit mental. So I didn't get a chance to do this, because this is the second to last, the penultimate episode before the end of the season, where you've got to choose between one of those two tapes, cassettes, compilations. I can't even remember what they were. It feels like 10 weeks ago. Oh, that's because it was. Yeah. So it feels like a while ago. Anyway, I love the way it's Ray at the bottom there. By the way, Ray in the bottom with you. I like the way you're a Magic Knight who's a sort of, the Magic Knight's been upgraded to a sort of space Magic Knight. He's like the Terminator of space before Terminator or something similar. I mean, it might be around Terminator. Actually, they might have seen Terminator by then. Something like that. But anyway. So yeah, so crazy weekend I had a migraine during the week, which knocked out my schedule. Then I'd struggled to get everything done. Long week up into the Friday, very late night on a Friday, followed by the Saturday itself, which was a busy day because we were stripping tiles and all kinds of stuff for some DIY stuff to be done in our house. And then there was a night out, or an afternoon out, should I say? So like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, went to the public house to meet some friends for an evening out. It was nice, actually, to be honest with you. I drank some local beverages. I drank some Corby Blonde, which comes from a little town called Great Corby outside of where I live. So not to be confused with the other Corby, the big one, that's further south and sort of the Midlands. But yeah, Great Corby was a place. And to be honest with you, it's a lovely pint. It's a nice ale. Micro brewery job, and actually quite inexpensive as well. I suspect because it's just literally around the corner. So we had a few of those, and then the younguns. This is how old, dating myself here, nice and old. The young ones needed cocktails, so they went with vodka and lemonade. And I don't know if there's probably a specific name for that, but vodka and lemonade. But in this particular case, it wasn't like normal vodka; it was blue vodka. So you had ice, blue vodka at the bottom, and then lemonade on the top, and the blue sort of seeps into it. It's a really deep blue. It's quite nice, actually, but you really have to mix it up if you want to get rid of the, rather than just having vodka at the bottom. So you have to kind of mix it up. So they wanted one of those. At which point that was enough for me. I was going home. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm going home. So I toddled off home, had a nice walk home, and stretched my back and things like that, and did all the things. So it was really quite good. But Magic Knight, Finders Keepers, one of my favourite games on the ZX Spectrum. One of the games with multiple endings, if I remember rightly. You could end it in various different ways, mainly by escaping the dungeon at the end of it. And I managed to escape it a couple of times. I'm not sure what the real other endings were, but I know there was other endings because there was things to find and collect and do bits and pieces with. And to be fair, the Nighttime, the Spellbound, the Magic Knight series, it's fantastic. It you know what? It needed its own box set. Astrostrike's really messed up and missed out with that, because realistically, if they put it together and put all the Magic Knights in one box, nice big box set, you'd had a lovely compilation. I think people would have bought that. I think they would have been well into it as well, to be honest with you. I mean, they did it with the Dizzy ones later on, didn't they? They put all the Dizzy games into a box set, and then Codemasters together box sets. I don't remember seeing any Mastertronics box sets. Easy for me to say, but yeah, I never really remember actually seeing those particular things. So yeah, just a brilliant, series of games that didn't really get. They really need to bring it together, didn't they? They kind of need to reissue them and all the same covers as well, because the original one, of course, was the blue grid pattern, and then it became the sort of white with dots on it. I want to say dots pattern, the Mad Range instead, which has meant they could charge them the pound because it was like the quality was slightly better. Is that it? Oh, I'm doing all kinds here. No, that's not that. Let's just press the button. I'm going to see if I can see it on my shelf actually behind me. It might be on a shelf behind me. Not handy is the answer to that question. If it's there, it's not handy. I wonder if it is. I wonder how. Do I risk seeing how far it is in the back of here? I have a feeling it's in the back. Oh! I might be there. I'm moving the hit squads at the moment. I don't really collect hit squads. I think they're a danger to 8-bit collectors. You know, with their lovely blue covers and a promise of excellent games, including that of Darkman and Castle Master. Actually, to be fair, Castle Master was pretty much a masterpiece of software engineering, but it was 2-3 frames a second, very slow. Oh, I can't find Nighttime. I can find Stormbringer. Let's see if I can get on PlayZX. We'll go with PlayZX. So down in the comments below, comments. Down in the description below, there's PlayZX. PlayZX is like is the saviour of many an episode of What's on the Tape. The very early ones. If you watch the very early ones, they're quite weird because I kind of literally just throw away the tape. They're like 10 minutes long. Can you imagine one of these being 10 minutes long? Never really happens, does it? It's never not 10 minutes long. So let me see if I can find PlayZX. PlayZX. There we are. Let's see if we can find this on here. I wonder if we can get the 128k version, because at least then we get the music as well. Nighttime. Nighttime. Oh, wow. Wow, that's scary. Right, okay, let's try it. This is going to be interesting. This is what I would call in the trade a loader. This is a bit of a monster, this one. Yeah, this is 12 minutes of loading. 12 minutes of loading. While that's loading, though, I want to read you something because I rather enjoyed it, and I'd like to thank Jason for this. Jason Arnop, who happens to be a writer. He does scripts for audiobooks for Doctor Who, and he's also a writer in his own right. And it was I have to admit, it was a rather nice testimonial. I kind of enjoyed this, and I'd like to say thank you very much for it. But it was the wording. He said he was watching my videos from non-stop from his sick bed, and thankfully there's about 4 billion episodes, so Jason can continue watching it from his sick bed if he's still sick. I hope he isn't. I hope he's feeling a lot better. But anyway, and he said he said he's watching from his sick bed. He said, admittedly, watching somebody explore tapes of games, some of which may not even load, for up to 3.5 hours, which is true. There is an episode which is over 3.5 hours long. It's 3 hours and 40 odd minutes long. 3.5 hours could be dull. For long periods of silence, he says. I'd like the wording on this, but this is my favourite part. He says, happily, Mr. Demon's a caffeinated steamroller of a chatterbox who rattles away like he's hanging out with a mate. Love it. Do you know something? I love that. I do actually love that. Thank you very much for that, Jason. I do appreciate that. So, I'm kind of flattered, thank you. But I'm just going to continue on as I normally do with everything else. I've got my coffee cup, but today it's not the normal kind of coffee cup. It's not the flake one, so I can't sing. There's no singing involved in this episode. So no flake mug. I've kind of got addicted to the flake mug. I think I need to step away from it. This time round, it's Marvel Comics. This is one of these ones that comes from one of these. You know when you go to a DIY store and they just for some reason have random gift things. Well, these are one of the random gift things that are cheap, and it's got on it Luke Cage, Amazing Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America's, X-Men, the Hulk, Iron Man. Oh, what else have we got on here? The Fantastic Four. Oh, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four in the 90s. Oh. That was an interesting period of time. I mean, this is not going to have any of the ones that I had. Oh, Silver Surfer. Oh, Silver Surfer always turns up in there. Everybody likes a bit of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, it's not going to have the comics that I collected in the 90s. I tried very hard in the 90s. I think we kind of all were hit by the comic book boom in the 90s. I think that there was a change in the wind. The indie comic became a big thing again. The comics were more adult in theme. The stories were less trimmed for a childlike audience, so they became a little bit more rugged and rough. I mean, 2000 AD was doing it all the way along; they never stopped. But things from Marvel and other and DC and things like that, I think they'd become a bit stunted in their sort of writing. They were under the sort of, we've got to keep it childlike, kidlike, and we didn't need that. We wanted good, solid stories. Like anything else in the world, you want a damn good story. It's nothing. You can do whatever you like within the story as long as it's a damn good story. I think that's all it matters. You shouldn't be constrained by it has to meet a childlike audience. It really shouldn't. Not in the case of comic books, anyway. I mean, within reason, obviously. But there was a huge change. But Marvel was still pumping out certain things, trying to I guess the next big thing. And the 90s had really hit it, so that in the sense of people will start to collect. So there's hundreds of these out here. But I have got. He says, drinking a cup of coffee. I have got in my collection. I have got
X-Force #1 with Shatterstar collectible card in it, and the original plastic wrapping that it came in. I went to a great deal of trouble to sort of slice the top of it off just enough that I could keep the wrapping that it came in. So I got X-Force #1. This is where Cable was already around, but this is where Cable sort of had his own team, the X-Force, which was a bit of a rip-off of obviously X-Men, and of course featured in the Deadpool 2 movie. They called the team the X-Force, which they said sounded like a rip-off, but it of course was. So I've got that, and you'd think, yeah, #1 with the original plastic wrapper and the card and things like that. You think, yes, that's got to be worth a couple of £100 by now. Yeah, it goes for about a tenner. So it's probably 10 times what it was originally was when you bought it, but it's not exactly gone for that far. And then, do you remember this Marvel superhero? Brace yourself for this one. It's a good one. This one, I've got #1 of this. Stand back, brace yourselves, get your wallets ready, credit cards at the sides. Sleepwalker. Yeah, do you remember that one? Do you remember that particular superhero? Yeah, no, nobody does. I think I've got the first 5 or 6 episodes before they actually canned it. Yeah, Sleepwalker, early 90s. How best to describe this? It's an alien that infests the mind of a human being who has no idea that the alien is inside his brain. And the alien can only come out and manifest in the real world when the person is sleeping. And then he goes and fights crime with his mind skills. So he can't be in the real world at the same time as the human, and every time the human wakes up, he kind of gets sucked back in again. Yeah, it was going to work well, wasn't it? It was so mind-numbingly. Because all it could do is, all you've got is 24. The time the person's sleeping. If they're a light sleeper, you're not going to get much time, are you? Somebody with insomnia is absolutely knackered. You get like 30 minutes walk out. It's like letting the dog out, isn't it? For a walk. So yeah, that this crusading alien. I guess they were kind of going with a Moon Knight thing because, of course, that's a shared sort of consciousness thing, isn't it, with Moon Knight? But it wasn't really Moon Knight. It was more alien, more like a Roswell style alien as well. So those eyes, but green skin rather than green. Yeah, were they green skinned? I don't know, whatever. But that kind of thing with a purple hood and cloak and sort of blue outfit. It was, and purple, boots, as you do. Yeah, I started collecting, and this is the thing. That it's worth absolutely nothing. It's worth almost as much as it was originally when it came out. The only one that I do think was a bit of a miss or missed out was, of course, Vertigo had Swamp Thing, didn't they? And that's still an ongoing comic to this day. Sort of the ecological warrior of Swamp Thing. To be fair, I haven't read enough Swamp Thing, to be honest. That's one of those ones I kind of regret not reading. But Marvel had their own version of that, and in the 80s, and I have almost the entire run of that. It went for an entire 12 months. It 12 months. I've got almost every one. I think I'm missing about 2 of the whole things. And it was called Man Thing, and this was basically the general gist of Man Thing goes along the lines of that. There's a scientist trying to duplicate the super serum that made Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America, into Captain America. So he tries to duplicate this and spies from a rival state. I'm not going to say it was German because it's 80s. It could have been, but I doubt it. It's more likely to be somebody else. But anyway, so he gets chased through the swamps of Florida, falls into the swamp, and decides to inject himself. Now, it actually became a movie as well. There is a movie out there called Man Thing. It's not brilliant, to be honest with you, but it kind of does do at least the beginning book of the whole thing. I think somebody was just looking for a Marvel property that nobody else had, so that's probably stuck in license limbo forever. But so he injects himself with the serum, because he's sort of drowning in the car, and he decides that the only way really out of this situation, because he's bleeding to death as well, is to inject himself, become the guinea pig for a whole thing. But of course, the whole experience, that and drowning in the swamp, it reacts, and he becomes one with the swamp. So effectively he's Swamp Thing, but they call him Man Thing because he's like a man and a thing. But he's attracted by fear. And death, and he's a sort of a guardian of the swamp as well, and you know, anybody who fears in front of him burns. So if he touches you while you're frightened of him, he burns you. So he's actually quite a benign. Is benign the right word? Yeah, he's quite a sort of a non, I guess, you know, a non sort of. He's not dangerous. He's not a dangerous character. He's not going to hurt you. He's not. He's just lives in the swamp, and he's not really even guarding the swamp necessarily. He's just one with the swamp. He's almost in a stuck in limbo in the way he is. However, during that was a wonderful selection of bits and pieces to do with death, because death in the Marvel universe has a physical persona. In fact, there's multiple deaths within the Marvel universe. I kind of like this part of the Marvel universe. Death has a physical persona, and the physical persona of death is several things, and the Man Thing finds death interesting. It's not fear, but he finds it interesting, so he kind of follows death around everywhere it goes. Anyway, the gentleman that is death in Man Thing just appears as Joe Average. He looks like Joe Average. He looks like a normal man. He is, in all intents and purposes, a normal man. However, one of the people I can't remember the entire story, but I just remember the transformation is interesting. It seems that your perception of death, if you become another death, is how you become perceived. So if you see death as a sort of a sort of bone skeleton charging around with a scythe and on a great big bony horse or something like that, that's how you appear as death in the world. This guy had no perception of death, so when this lady, I can't remember her name, changes into death, she becomes sort of an angel of death. She becomes sort of I guess what she thinks of death, an angel of the whole thing. And she's like, kind of, why am I like this and you're like that? And he says, because I had no perception of death. And I kind of like that idea, you know, that the death is one of those things. I kind of like that in the Marvel universe. I've got to admit, that's quite cool. Right, we get music because we're playing the loud sort of 11-minute loading version of it. This came on a separate tape. It got its own 128k version of this as well, so you kind of have to choose between it all. Right, can I remember the keys? I can. Change game options. Redefine keys. Yes, I do want to do that. Bumps. Left. Right. Jump, down, menu. I'm going to change them again. Left, right, jump, down. The correct keys on a +2. On a rubber key, it's M. It's always M on a rubber key. Right, okay, instructions. After releasing Gimbal the Wizard in Spellbound, yeah, it was the one before, you find yourselves aboard the USS Pisces in the 25th century starship on a peaceful trade mission. You must return to your own time before the Paradox Police find you and neutralize you. Well, that's a fair comment. Those are the keys. Starring Gordon, Saber, S3E3, Clink, Hooper, Murray, or Murphy, sorry, Murphy, Murray, Murphy, no, wrong spelling. Sharon, Sentinel, Forbin, Darby, whatever it is, Swiftfoot, Julina 8, Romy 0, Hector R. Yes, so anyway, let's play the game. So here we go. There's R2-D2 or whatever he's called. Can we talk to him? Read something. Commander character. Help. I cannot help you. That's the two of them. Doing. Oh, that's right. Jumping makes you go faster. And this is one of the greatest sort of little things. This is one of the early. I'll be honest. This is one of the early action adventures. This is almost point and click on the Spectrum. I mean, you've got to give that credit for how good it is. Noise it. Yeah, because you can do something with this as well. Oh, the life support for star fuel. You can tell them to go places though once you get something. I can remember that. Use. Take object, drop object, throw something, read something, cast something. There's so many options. Use transporter, teleporter. Ah, that's right. You can teleport to different planets if you know what they are. Yeah, and it'll beam me to the same location. Oh, died. I've got to fix the blooming thing. Damn. Right, okay. So let's go have another go. That's a red herring. I love this. No, it's a towerfish. Sorry, I lie. The transmuter computer. And there's some stuff there, but I can't get to it. Cargo hold. This is a creature. Blooming brilliant, isn't it? Look at this. So I'd spend ages, me and my friend would spend ages trying to combine things together to get things to work. I remember, I'm sure I finished a couple of them with a little bit of help from one of the magazines. A little bit of help, not a lot. Pick up object, what have I got here? Pick up Starfleet manual. Let's have a little examine this. Starfleet, read something. Alright, that's the instructions. Oh, that's handy, but we probably need to just drop that then. Drop object. Don't need that. Right. I want to get that. Can I get that from this chair? Because these chairs go funny. Oh, I maybe can. Oh, damn. There's some stuff on there that I want to get. You can talk to people, interact with people. It's kind of clever. I mean, honestly, you've got to give this massive pewter tankard. That's a flashback to the old Finders Keepers. Is it Onk? Alright. Lifeboat. There's a big robot there. Look at him. Pick up. I think I wear that though. Where? Execute. And now it should give me nothing. I thought it would give me some extra information. Oh no, it does. I think it does. There's like that's a Aliens reference right there. Look at that. That's the kind of mask she wore, isn't it? In Aliens, the Eleanor Ripley when she was being hounded by those horrible aliens. Is there somebody to speak to here? Commander character. Oh, he's there. Help. Who's this? What's your name? Can I talk to a character? Commander character? Help. Here's your voice and ignores you. Right, okay. $1.99 this, or $2.99, sorry. $2.99 this range. I mean, seriously, look at this. The money you'd get. There's a whole adventure here. Although, I was just trying to pick up the alien there. Goes to space, pickups aliens. Who do I think I am? Captain Kirk? It's not even green. Captain Kirk, mind you saying that. It's a one-eyed monster. No, probably not Captain Kirk style, to be honest with you. Possibly. I don't know. Okay, what am I missing here? How do I get up there? Nope. No, I'm trying to work out what I'm doing here. I feel like I should be able to get on it from this chair. It's here, but... Ah! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, no. Can't make it. I think that instruction at the top of the screen's changed, though. I think we got more information there. I wonder what Gadget X does. Let's examine Gadget object. You can read it. Oh, right, okay, I'll read it then. Read something. Gadget X. Oh, it's right, okay. Oh, you can load and save games. That's impressive. Player attribute update. I know what that means. Oh! I've changed the colour of them, I think. Maybe. Don't think I did. Ah! I think I have. I wonder if I can talk to the transmuter computer. Let's talk to... Yes. Help. It says, hello, Magic Knight. As a temporarily displaced person, you are also unwittingly a stowaway on the starship. Fortunately for you, my programming foresaw your arrival, and I have given you a chance. I've given me the chance to help you. From the time to time, I will be able to give you more advice. For the moment, I can only help you by giving this blank ID card, which you will have to get authorized. Plop. Plastic card falls out. The transmitter computer says register your ID here. Ah. Pick up the card. Right. What can I do with that? So they basically don't want me to be. They don't want me to be on the ship. Read and where? Okay. Read something. Can I read it? Probably says blank at the moment. Starfleet command authorized by. Okay, so who can I authorize my badge? I wonder if the little robot can. Give an object. Nobody in the room. Right. Okay. Oh, the robot's moved on. Give an object to the robot. Take an object. Oh, they've got... Oh, I can take stuff off them. Ah, right. I could go with this for ages, to be honest with you. You've already got 30 minutes of it. So, yes, nighttime. Well worth playing. Definitely worth a try. Definitely worth a pop. Worth loading, to be honest with you. But I could be at that for ages. I can be at that for ages and ages and ages and ages. Seriously need to have a good go at that on an episode of the whole thing. So, right, let's push the reset button. We'll see what we can do. So, let's go with load it. Load it. I think this post has just arrived. We got loads of post. Loads of post. Amazon Prime has turned up. Oh, Enigma. Amazon Prime. I wonder what Amazon Prime sent me. Oh, it'll be plastic tools. I don't know how exciting this is, but it's plastic tools. If you work in the industry I work in, plastic tools means you can strip apart things that have got plastic edges without actually doing any damage to them. Well, you normally don't do much damage, but oh wow, I feel a bit robbed with that set of plastic tools. It's a plastic spanner, plastic pry bars, plastic crowbar, and a plastic splitter. And that was that. I think actually, I say I feel a bit robbed. It was £3. That's all right actually for £3. I'm gonna go with that. That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. Denton Designs Beyond. This has a lovely box. And it's got a lovely big box. I've got this one myself. Is it within range? Is it within handling range? I think it is. Just hang on a second. We'll have a little look. Hang on. I've got it. Oh, what a cover on that. It has got on the front of it. It has got a balding lady with a big phaser gun, a robotic-style man with a huge red codpiece shooting 2 guns, another lady wearing nothing but a swimming cozy shooting a gun, and a gigantic green ball thing with 2 guns on its head. Marvellous, marvellous. 80s at its best. Yeah, that's let's see what else we've got in here. I've got this. I played this one before, actually. I don't know if I played it on the channel, but I've definitely played. I don't know if I played it on here. Denton Designs. These guys did Transformers, I believe. So it comes with an inlay telling me what's going on with the creatures. There's buttons to move and people to move around. This is very much a sort of early adventure game kind of thing. What's the general gist of it? There's a lot of buttons here. There's a lot of lovely big pictures, lovely drawings actually. These are the days though. Beautiful manuals. We'd have sat perusing this as together as a sort of on sort of looking at the possibilities of what the game is. Oh, it's a lovely box. I like that. That's marvellous. That is. That's pretty much spotless as well. Got that. I can't remember who I got that from. I think I got it from a bundle a number of years ago, and well worth it. Well worth getting that bundle. It looks really nice. No idea what the story is. I haven't even looked at it. Not even looked at it. I'm trying to put the box back together again. I think it's a lost cause putting the box together. The thing about boxes is they disintegrate, don't they, over the years? So they kind of melt. They melt away. Into the history and the annals of time. They're beautiful though. They're beautiful. I love a bit of nostalgia though as well. I mean, I'm in a few sort of sales groups. And one of the things about those is nostalgia definitely sells. It definitely does. Alright, okay. Right, let's have a little look and see if we can sort this out. I think we're going to have to find it on the other tape thing. So it's the Enigma Force. Enigma Force. I didn't expect this tape to load very well, to be honest with you. It's been re-recorded over something else. Over that Hallmark tape. So I was never expecting this one to be an easy loader. It's never going to be the case, and we'll get another dit on the end of there. It's a good start, though. Good start. Enigma Force. Enigma. I can't spell it now. My brain's gone blank. I can't even spell it when it's right the way around on the box. I was going to load it from here, but I'm gonna load it from PlayZX because it make life easier. Just a little bit of Enigma. Enigma, the Gas Man. There's one called the Enigma Gas Man. The Gas Man. I wonder what that's all about. Maybe about men and gas. Men and gas. Go play. There we go. Enigma Force. Another big loader, actually, to be honest with you. No wonder there's only seems to be like 3 things per tape. But I like that. I like the fact that it's somebody's filled it to the gunnels with their nasty special tape collecting. Back in the day. God, there must have been hundreds of those, to be honest with you. I remember being an Amiga user, and there was just, I don't think we bought much, did we? We really didn't. There was a lot of floppy to floppy action. There was a lot of the old X copy going on, wasn't there? Lots of it. It was like permanently burning, wasn't it? And then we all had that one mate. You know the one who had access to everything they could possibly get. You know, they just seem to know it. But later in life, I discovered that one mate. Do you know what that one mate was? That was the one mate who had a modem and a bulletin board, and they could download these things. And you've got to remember that, even at 56k, the speed of the modem, which is nothing in comparison to our current broadband speeds. I mean, seriously, I've just upgraded my own personal broadband at home to 1.1 gigabits. Yeah, I've got gig, but for a specific reason. But yeah, I've uploaded it I've changed to gigabit. I need to replace the home phone. But anyway, so it was cheaper to get more broadband and would you believe, get television with the things. It's really weird that she costs less money with telly. Anyway, but yes, but I mean, back in the day, 56k or even 9.6 or 960 bits. That was some of the speeds we had. But to be fair, if you had an Amiga game which went on an 800k thing, that was doable. That was per second. That was very doable. That was doable. You could have a floppy disk downloaded in less than 5 minutes. You could have a floppy disk downloaded. So there was always that one mate anyway with the bulletin boards that had access to those bulletin board servers. You remember that? God, you had to dial into them. You phone them up and you connect up and put your password and username if you knew what they were. I did that in the early days. A few bit of bulletin board stuff. You know, not the pirating element of it, but the early days of bulletin boards was very weird. Very weird phoning up to connect to somebody's service to play like an adventure game online and all this kind of stuff. It was kind of honestly. It's experience you don't get nowadays. We'd all just connect to the internet. That's it. But people forget there were networks outside of that. Still networks outside of the internet. There really are. I promise you. Doesn't all have to go to the internet. It doesn't all have to dial up to an internet provider that does all this kind of stuff. You can dial up to other places. I bet they're strange and wonderful at this point. I mean, really strange and wonderful. They must be very strange places. It's that whole thing. Do you remember there's certain movies that stand out for their close, more accurate depictions of computer, sort of the old school computer hacking. One of which, of course, is War Games. And he does what's known as war dialing, which is where he sets off his modem at home. Basically dialing every number in an area until his computer detects another computer, and then he gets a list of all of those back, so that he can then dial them later and try and connect to their systems, which is the reason why he gets onto, is it Wampa, the name of the system, the big computer that he does. You know, do you want to play tic-tac-toe? You know, that whole thing. That kind of thing used to happen. They used to war dial. They do still do it though. Take your scammers. Your scammers that phone up and do and sort of and ask you, that whole bit where you wait for a few seconds. I always say to you, wait a few seconds, because they'll click off if they're a scammer, because they not interested in you not answering. So once you've answered before, you kind of go on a list that says that person will answer. So you're on those lists of the people answering the phones. But yeah, it is an interesting scenario. But they still do that in a way with wall dialing human beings now. Just mass dialing of everything. If you say yes, they then connect you to an operator, and that operator then tries to scam you out of your clothing or something like that. Anyway, look at these lovely people. So that's a guy in his. I'm assuming it's a guy in armor. That's a lady in her underpants. That's the circular thing, and then that's another. I think that's another lady, because it looked like it could. I don't know what he. I don't know. Very bold. Anyway. Oh god, that's good. Coffee is good. Coffee is like the best. I love coffee. Right, let's see. Let's see if we can find the keys for this. Stupidly, just put that on the floor there. Put the box on the floor. The yellow box. They are nice though. Oh yeah, when you got a nice boxed copy of something, it was nice. It was a nice thing. Aha, keys. On the Spectrum, top row, second row, third row, bottom row. Oh, Spectrum, right, okay. Use top row for keys, all keys on the next row for up. So, right, okay. All keys on the second row down. Alternate keys. Right, okay, I've got it. I have it. Welcome to Enigma Force. The decaying rapidly, orbiting decaying rapidly. Atmosphere penetrated, crash landing immediately. I can't read this. From Imperial Command. Locate and neutralize Zoth. It's not Zod, it's Zoth. RAM priority error. Support systems failing. Support system failing. Evacuate ship. Evacuate ship. Evacuate ship. I feel like it's Mother talking to me from Alien. Priority 1 message. Right, so... Aha. So, can I select him? Yes. Where can we go? Oh, what am I doing? Where is he? It's like an instruction list, look. Oh, that's horrible. I gotta choose the people. Can I just not interact with you? Just not choose where you want you to go? Can I just go that way? Oh, he's gone through the door. He's gone through that door. He's ran all the way across there. This is an absolutely awful way of doing things. You use a menu option to send people to do stuff. This is horrible. I'll be honest. That's really rough. That's like point and click but bad. Right. Can I get him to shoot something? I want to shoot. What's that do? There's a fish. I get the fish option. Oops. Is that fire? What's he shooting at? We're just shooting randomly at everybody. We just shoot. Can I get her to shoot as well? Everybody start shooting. Oh, there's a little war going up there. Look, everybody's shooting around. That's really hard to play, to be honest. I'll be honest. That's hard. That's hard work. That's. I have played this before. I think it has popped up on What's on the Tape once before, but that's not exactly. Yes, that's one that requires a bit of energy to really get into and enjoy. I think that's definitely a thing with that one. Let's move on. We've exterminated patrol. It said there as we did that. Let's move on. Let's see whether or not we get something more exciting here. Apart from nighttime, which I quite enjoy playing. It's been years since I played nighttime. So this should be ping pong that never loaded. Let's see it. Let's see if it can. Let's see it not load again. This could not load again. And we have discussed previously that Rockstar created a demo before they did the Grand Theft Auto 4, and they did a game. They did a ping pong game, and it's really, really good. I bet it's worth a few quid now. Actually, I'll be honest. Sounds like the end of the tape. Oh, was there a voice there? There's our next game for sure. Right, let's put this in here. Let's see if we can get ping pong to load off here. We did not get ping pong to load last time this happened. It was a disaster actually. It was a disaster of magnitude that we didn't manage to actually get this whole thing to kind of do its thing. Let's push the button. Let's push the play button. Fingers crossed. I actually would quite like to show you ping pong because it's one of those games. Actually, but I've looked at it on the Facebook page Sinclair for sale a couple of times. I think I've got it, but I don't know where. This is the worst part. I am a consummate hoarder. I've got hoarding loads of things. I went out yesterday or the day before with my daughter. We were sorting out some bits and pieces in town because, as I say, I've been off for a week. And we were sorting some bits and pieces out in town, and we'd drag her out of bed. It's like Monday morning. I want to get out of bed. No, I don't want to get out of bed, Dad. So we had to drag her out of bed. For sort of a trip into town, so I had to promise her a coffee from or a frappe, which I don't think is a real coffee. think it's a lie. It's not real coffee. It's like too much cream in it. Can't possibly be coffee. Anyway, I had to promise her a frappe from a certain well-known brand. Unless they sponsor me, I ain't gonna say the name. But it starts with C. But anyway, so we had to go get one of those, and we had to go around town. And we went, as we were heading back, we passed a toy store, and we went in, and they had Star Wars figures, and it was discounted Star Wars figures. I'm always a sucker for discounted Star Wars figures. She's a collector of Doctor Who, though. She's got lots and lots of Doctor Who figures as well. Actually, she's a big collector of the figures for that, and she knows when she was younger, she used to play with the sort of, which had a TARDIS and everything. She was like big into that. But I went into this store, and they had Star Wars figures, and they had that I can't remember her name. I want to say Cara, but it's not. It's something like that. But anyway, it was the figure from Solo, the Solo movie, and it was her. It was like £1.50, and I was like, I ummed and ahed, and ultimately I said no, because it doesn't really fit with my sort of Star Wars collection-y thing. As much as I love a discounted Star Wars figure, I kind of like things to be of something I like. So it's a bit like I bought myself some clone troopers recently, the 500 and Thirst, and I can't remember what the speciality is for that. I think they exist in real world, don't they? They're the kind of they're a real boy band. No, but they're a real group of people, I think, who do charitable things as that Stormtrooper one. And I bought the Clone Trooper 501st, which I kind of liked, because they got the little blue stripes on them as well on the armor. I quite like that. And I got some other bits and pieces. I also picked up some sort of Star Wars figures the other day, some sort of Neds and things like that from Obi-Wan. But I only did it because they were cheap, right? Okay, I'm not endorsing that in any way, shape or form. But I did pick up a few things from there, and I'll just give them get those things. But I turned these other ones down. I wasn't sure. I found, though, they did have the first time I've ever seen one, Last Jedi figures. I haven't seen Last Jedi figures before in the vintage packs, and it was General Snope, or whatever he was called. The Supreme Leader Snope. That was what it was, Snope. Which is pointless, by the way, because he was in it for 3 seconds, and then they killed him off, didn't they? In the Last Jedi, or was it the last one? I don't know. Can't remember. I don't understand the last 3 movies, and I know that some of you don't like the old Star Wars talk, but I don't remember. Nah, I'm not keen on them. Not very much. Not a fan. That's not loading, is it? I don't know what's going on here. Let's have a little look. I'm tempted to rewind that and see what it does. Yeah, that's something else. Let's rewind that. Let's cancel that, because I'm going to tell you now that that's not going to work. That's just one of those nature of the beast. That one, it just doesn't want to work. I don't know what it is with me and the ping pong one. It just doesn't want to have it. We've tried that several times now, and I think it's just not compatible. There is the Spectrum trick we could try. Let's see if this works. See what this is. See if there's something else here. This could be something else. I'm hoping this is something else. This could be what was on there. Programmed by. What's this? There is some text on here. Let's get my magnifying glass, because I can't really read it. Programmed by. Oh, it could be Star Strike 2, but I don't think it's going to load. They seem to have crossed it all off. This could be Star Strike 2. This is classic, this one, if it is Star Strike 2. Yeah. This is not going to load, though, because I think it's going to run out of tape. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Star Strike 2 is kind of Star Wars, but somebody else created it. And it's a very, very, very impressive looking reactor core taking on the Death Star final bit, and it's not meant to be the Death Star, obviously. It's meant to be something else, but Real-Time Games, they really did create something beautiful with this. It is a lovely piece of software. It's Star Strike, yeah. Oh, loader on the side, look. Look to the right. There's a loader on the side there. That little bar is filling up. If this loads, I will be utterly amazed. Grum. 1986, lovely piece of work for 1986. It was kind of they kind of did Star Wars better than Atari did Star Wars in the wireframes. This is a better kind of example. A bit like Starglider. Starglider is one of these things that everybody kind of raves about. Early sort of 3D graphics, polygonal graphics, I guess. I've got that actually. I don't know if I've got two, but the graphics, the art on the cover of the glider itself is just phenomenal. It really is beautiful, beautiful thing. But this one really struck me when I first played Star Strike, the first one. I was utterly amazed. And Star Strike 2 is also a Yep, ran out of tape. Let's try it on. Let's try. See if we got it on the PlayZX Q parameter. I've never seen a Q parameter error before. We've got a new one. 10.4, big daddy or whatever. I don't know what. Not anything. I'm making it up as I go along. Making it up. I'm always making it up as I go along. It's one of those. It's one of those things. It's part of the job. Right. Come on. Come on. Remember to go back to the first episode though this month, this series, and have a little look for the Star Strike 2 real-time systems. Oh, it was a re-release by Cobra Computers Software. Re-release. Oh, why do I want the calculator? Menu. There we go. Basic. Loaded it. There we go. Star Strike 2. So as I say, I am programmed by real-time systems. Kind of clever how they managed to get that in the header. I think that's quite a nice little trick, that, by where you change the names in the headers. It's a neat little trick. Doesn't normally happen like that, but that's obviously come from the header, and the header's kind of changed the program bit of it. It's kind of, I mean, it's crazy about the quality of the programming back then in the 80s. I mean, it really is. It's crazy that these games work as well as they work. It's quite amazing how technology has changed though, and how we've moved on to sort of graphically sort of more impressive. Of games and things, but fundamentally though, a lot of the stuff is still here, and I love the 80s experimentalism. It's only the indies of modern day indies that do that nowadays, that sort of do that experimental sort of approach to the whole thing. I kind of like it. I like the way this disappears in a second. It starts doing the thing up the edge of the screen, and maybe, he says, it might not. I may be lying. It's not going to, is it? It's just going to load it like that. Okay, so the bar on the side only appeared on that particular version I had. Slightly different versions, different games, different installers with them. But I kind of like the experimental things. So one that always comes back to me is Apple Jam. Apple Jam was, I think it was DK Tronics actually that did that one. Apple Jam was just a thing about a rat and eating jam. It's just a very, very weird game. It shouldn't be anything clever about it, but it's just a weird game. But the fact is, it exists. These things exist. If they didn't, other things wouldn't exist. So it's clever stuff. Very, very clever stuff. This 3D stuff, though, was sparked a revolution. You know, this are the things that the other game developers then tried to do. You know, the Dooms of the world that then generated that whole three-dimensional world that was a lot faster to run around in, rather than the I guess these must have been all created in a world space. you weren't looking at what was looking in front of you, which is what ray tracing was all. The tracing of rays from the positions you were looking at is what ray tracing now obviously means, the ray tracing of light. But back in the day, it was about the way that you looked at something and you only saw back what you were looking at. So why you would turn the screens. This is where Doom, this is what the engine it used. It only produced on the screen what you were looking at. Thus, it could maintain those higher frame rates, those things that we all kind of expect. I mean, I love the fact that even the modern day Doom, as much as I'm not a big fan of Microsoft and Bethesda, especially when it comes to microtransactions, I think that live services are on their asses now, because of course there are far too many live services. Far too many live services. Far too many that are not producing the sort of I guess not producing the revenues they wanted from it. So there's only going to be a few that survive this. I think there's going to be a return to downloadable sort of content, a return to something that's decent for the whole thing. So I think that's going to happen. I'll be honest. But anyway, what was I? But yeah, there was some sort of clever sort of technologies that were used in those original games. They were very, very impressive in their natures. Very impressive in their natures. Oh, my daughter's just phoned in. She's on her way home. She's lucky because I was about to change the phone, so I haven't done that yet. I was switching phones. Bought a new one as well. Nice one to go with it. So I thought I'd better get a new phone. Anyway, so Star Strike 2, never made a 3. Very, very impressive. I assumed that it was, as I say, it was all built in memory, so that was the reason why the rough frame rate. I guess there wasn't enough space for the code to do something like they did with Doom and whatever else is. But of course, those games didn't appear for a number of extra years. Was it 89 for 89? 93? I don't know, I'm making numbers up now. I'm just picking out the sky. When was Wolfenstein? Wolfenstein was one of the big sort of was a demonstration of the way to do it, and then you had Doom itself, which was, it just blew our minds. I remember seeing Doom for the first time, and it absolutely melted my mind. It was the game I played, when I was in later college and university. It was the and you know something, that bound to happen, wasn't it? Oh, it's bound to happen. We love loading stuff like this. It's our favourite things, right? Let's try the re-release. I don't even know if the other one's available. It's close by. I'm gonna have a quick look behind me. Hang on, 1 second. You stay there. I'm just gonna have a look. Go and have a look. Aha. Okay, we have a backup. You just stay there. I have a backup. I've got a backup plan. I've got 3D Star Strike. It was very handy. So if we can't do that, we'll do 3D Star Strike. If it doesn't load on the second attempt. It's been one of those episodes where we had a lot of loading and not a lot of gameplay. On the front cover of the Star Strike, I mean, they don't even bother to try and hide it. They've got a spaceship flying down a lot of down a trench to shoot at something at the reactor core. I wonder what that was that they were inspired by. Inspired mightily by. Lots and lots and lots of inspiration for them. Yeah, that'll be Star Wars. That'll be the one. They're inspired by Star Wars. There's nothing wrong with that. I've got no problem with that at all. It's perfectly reasonable. This is also not doing that load up the side of the screen. I think this is going to fail. I think this is going to fail. We'll give it a try, though. We'll give it a try. We'll make sure it works for him. Make sure it works. Let's see if there's any coffee left in the cup. I think there won't be any at this point. Oh, we've got a mouthful. Hang on. That was it. That was all. There was enough. There was a mouthful. It was not enough for a mouse to keep caffeinated. I love coffee. Still haven't got that deal though with the Disney. I believe that the executives have been on the phone to the solicitors. It's always solicitors. They're always in the way, So they've been on the phone. The lawyers and the solicitors. They've all been talking. They've not come to a deal yet. It's something to do with the coffee rider. It's just not. It's that somebody to serve me coffee the whole time I do what's on the tape. We couldn't go to the BBC. They didn't want it for iPlayer. So, it's not BBC was not. They weren't interested. They were like no. To be fair, the BBC are probably the people who would be quite interested in it. Realistically, it's a bit out off the wall. It's slightly different. That's something they do, and then they sell it to Channel 4 for lots of money, don't they? Was it like that? What's it called? That one where they do the eating the cakes, where they bake the cakes, Bake Off thing. I don't know. I don't watch these things. Yeah, eat the cakes. That's not where I came from that. I didn't even start baking them. No, I just was straight to eating them. There was no messing around. Let's give me the cakes. I want all the cakes. I'm gonna eat the cakes. Cakes. Yeah, I just bypassed the entire section of sort of doing anything else. Actually, no, sorry. I think I went on a sidetrack again. I may have been off on a few tangents on that particular one. What was I talking about? I was talking about live service, wasn't I? I was saying how the kind of basically I think they've run out on people to sell their live services too, because you can't keep buying live services for everybody. There's not a limitless pot of money. I think this is the thing. You know, once the gold rush is over, you've got to provide something that people have. So you've got to provide value for money. So your gold rush sounds great, but unless there's a value for money on it, it's not gonna really do it, is it? It's a weird one. I see though there was a stat recently that said that about 90% of all sales in the UK last year for games were digital. Well, you've got yourselves to blame for that. Well, you haven't actually, because I know everybody listening to this isn't massively digital, if that makes sense. But the thing is that when it comes to the older consoles and systems like that, when they all disappear and they've all gone, you've got a problem. Yeah, when they all disappear and they're all gone, you've got a problem. You've got an issue with getting some games, especially as the Microsoft have removed about 19 games recently from their downloadable store, with a good percentage of those have just gone permanently, and that's what happens with Sega. And Sega they did put some of theirs online, like their 360 version of. Oh bums! I knew that wasn't going to load. 360 version of the Outrun and the other one. What's the other one called? Oh God, my brain's gone to sleep. Afterburner. So yeah, and they all went, didn't they? They all disappeared. Right, got back to original tape. Nothing can't beat a bit of tape. Bit of cellulose with rust on it. Anyway, so but yeah, they basically. I'm just doing Star Strike, no 3D Star Strike 2 for you. Yeah, there are games like that. They just disappeared and they don't exist anymore unless you buy them. You can't get them any other way. If you want the Outrun version of Outrun for for the PC, you have to buy the CD version of it now. It's a sad state of affairs, actually. It makes me sad. It really does. This picture that's loading here, the loading screen, that is the picture that's on the front of the box. It's rather nice, actually. However, I think, unfortunately, because of the way it's framed on the box, you could have been easily walked past this one. I'll be honest. You could easily walk past it on the shelf. It's a beautiful bit of art, but it's not strong in the sense of the way it looks. It's got the yellow ship blasting down down the I can't even remember its name now. My brain's gone blank. But anyway, flying down there, Oliver Frey. It's Oliver Frey's artwork. Oh, he passed away, didn't he, recently? It's the thing about Oliver Frey's work is it needs to be big. I think that's the thing. Oliver Frey, his artwork, and that's what it is on the front of it, has to be big. When I used to see it on Crash Magazine, and it was huge, and it was that. I always remember the alien with the joystick or the man with sort of. I always thought it was a bit of a gimp mask, to be honest with you, a little leather mask with the eyeballs, the goggles on, where you could see the space of it as being reflected in it with the joystick. I always thought it was that. So, yeah, he died recently, didn't he, Oliver Frey? Was it just last year sometime? Yeah. But the artwork on here needed... oh, wow, they got Oliver Frey to do it. I have to admit, though, the artwork should be bigger. It should be bigger. It does it justice only when it's bigger. What's the keys? Oh, I've got to get my magnifying glass. I'm getting old. Got to get magnifying glass out. Pause, resume, abort, climb, dive, left, right, fire. Right, climb, dive. Left, right. Fire. Okay. Climb, dive, left, right, fire. We're all good. We're all good. Brilliant. Okay, where am I? So, yeah, artwork of Oliver Frey. I didn't realise that. 2 years later as well, they came back with the Star Strike 2. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. But should be big. I always think it should be big. I mean, that sort of... I say A4. It wasn't really A4, was it? The Crash magazine was a bit bigger than A4. But either way, that size of paper was the right size for his art, or bigger. You know, I think squeezing it down to fit on a single cassette, as this particular one has, was a bit of a shame for his artwork. And then splashing the word Star Strike across the top of it in yellow and red lettering is kind of a little bit disappointing. It is. It's quite disappointing. You would have been forgiven for walking past this one, I'll be honest. Unless I picked it up and had a good examine of it back in the day, which I probably wouldn't have done because I would have missed it. I'm not even sure when I first played it. I don't know if it came on a cover cassette. I feel like it did. That we had on a cover cassette. We used to love cover cassettes. Look at me, just still blasting through games here. We've got at least 4 on the other side, apparently. We're just going to continue on. You just brace yourself. Enjoy. I'm having fun. You have fun. I'm looking forward to getting into this one, though. This has been a while since I've played this one. It's a great game. Great game. Ooh. I'm excited. This is the proper Star Wars. The Star Wars is good. I'll be honest. They were good. I've got those on cassette. I picked up some pretty decent ones recently. I've got some pretty special games coming in the post. I've got a few things. I'm gonna let you all wait for that. I'll post them on my community on YouTube and on my Twitter page as well. So we'll put them on both, so you can have a little look at them, so you can enjoy what I've got. I do need to do a few more pictures, a few more things, to be honest with you. So oh, here we are. Yes. Oh, I love this. I love this game. It's so good. Approach the enemy base on the initial run. Shoot 15 towers for extra bonuses. Yes. Dodge the catwalk. The equatorial duct. That's it, the duct. And then penetrate and lock on with your cameras. With your cameras. Right. Keyboard. 1. 0. Easy. Please. There we go. So they're not TIE fighters, and you shoot those missiles, but they do look like TIE fighters. Shoot those missiles down. Lost a bit of shield. Made my lasers a bit hot by holding them down. You got to shoot them down. Look at this. Look at the graphics on this, though. It's pretty impressive frame rate as well for what it is. 3-dimensional creatures, shooting at them. Status screen, ready for the tactical run on the base. So we got these towers over here. There's no towers here at the moment, but we can shoot these things. These like little basey turret things. There's no towers on the first run on the easy. I used to play this. I used to have the joystick, and I'd have it like on a little. I'd find your old school sort of a tray that your mum would give you. You know the ones kinds, and you get the tray, and I'd have it on my tray, and I'd have it stuck in the middle of the tray. It would be one of them. Would be one of those cheetah joysticks or something similar, or cheetah or quick shot joysticks. The quick shot was the best. I like the quick shot with the clicky buttons. I think that's the red one. So basically you'd have that on your lap, right? and you'd shoot, you'd pretend you were a pilot, you know, turn the lights off in the bedroom and all this kind of stuff, and the pilot. Unfortunately, I had a black and white telly, so this wouldn't have been colour. This would have been black and white. I would have been enjoying this in black and white, but I would have been on the telly, and I would have been Luke Skywalker on the attack run to the Death Star. And when you get to the end of this, you've got to hit these specific things that are exactly certain points, otherwise you can't do it. There we go, shooting those down. And I've got to shoot the reactors. Got to rerun it. Destroy the reactor probes. Oh, is it a nuke? Have I got it? I've done it? That's no moon. It is. It's actually a moon in this case. It's that we're playing with the Force Awakens, and then you get to hyperspace to the next one. And we do stay screen. And it's away again. It's a lovely game. Looped it. Shot all the reactor pods, and it basically opens the door so that you can shoot down to the pod, and then you're away. Brilliant, isn't it? Star Wars at its best, but it's not Star Wars. It's 3D Star Strike with the Oliver Frey cover. Do you know what? I highly recommend picking it up, a copy if you don't have it, if only for just the art of Oliver Frey on the front of it. Should have recognised the style, you know. It's not Bob Wakeland's. He's got a very distinct sort of. It's a very, I would call it very artistic sort of. I know that Bob Wakeland is an artist. Don't get me wrong with that. But it's just a very artistic sort of look. Let's see if there's some towers. There's a tower. There's a top off the tower. 15 tower tops. Don't know how many tower tops to go. Oh, collided one. Look at this. It's brilliant. Yeah, I used to play this for hours. You could, and to be fair, it's got the level of difficulty that even me with my old fingers and my old reactions can actually play it still even now. It's worth playing. One more top to go. Oh, am I going to miss it? Oh, you are kidding. I missed it by one. I missed it by one to do the tops to go for my extra bonus. Dive under those. Shields. Forward. All shields front. Luke, use the Force. Oh, God. Whoa! Right, reactor plan, level 2. I've done it. That's it. Shooty. And if you don't do it correctly, by the way, you don't blow up the planet. And we've blown up a pink planet now. We're doing very well. We're a planet destroying individual. Give a score. That's a good score. 345,000 points. Just collecting points for fun. And you get a bit more shields as you redo it. This is brilliant. I always like TIE fighters, though. I don't know about you, but I always like TIE fighters. There's lots of channels out there debating the formation of the fighter, because of course the TIE fighter's not what they had. They had more. Their ships were more. Weren't quite TIE fighter in look. They were more, I would say, more X-wing. The clone pilot ships. Yeah, that some of the stuff wasn't, but you can see the TIE fighter in the Jedi fighter, though. You know, the Jedi one. If you see it, look at it. The central section where they sit in it between the things, you can see that TIE fighter look. But apparently it was for financial reasons, because obviously the Emperor needed to maintain control of the sectors. And the best way to do that was to offer military contracts to people. So instead of keeping with a better pilots or whatever else, better ships or whatever else, they basically flogged off their sort of military assets for other things which were less efficient than the ones they currently had. So yeah, that's apparently the thing in relation to it. I'm really doing badly. Status red. Oh, crumbs. Oh. I've spun, but I've got it. I got extra bonuses there for that. Status red, though. I'm gonna, ah! Oh, no. It's all going badly. You can shoot those pods off the wall. Oh, God, more shield damage. Crashed into it. Oh, my goodness. It's painful. I want to destroy one more planet before I die. One more planet. Come on. Oh, I've done it as well. I've got there. Can I do that one? I've done it. I've got one more. Much to my surprise. That's brilliant. I've blown up a red planet. Hyperspace. I've got a red planet. Oh, God. Oh, no. It's all going a bit mad. I'm actually really having to concentrate. There's definitely one of the transports in there. Look at that. That's like a transport. Oh, God. If I can make it to the planet's surface, planet surface, I'll be impressed. I have no energy left. Oh, that was impossible. I just made the impossible shot. I've made the impossible. Look at my shield. My shield is mega low. It's all over. Game over. Wow. That was cool. I don't know about you, but I liked that. I enjoyed that. That was good fun. Right, let's pop this tape out and flip it over and pop it in the tape drive, and let's see if we can go. We'll see if we can go with some other ones now. Come on, that was cool. I enjoyed that. Really good. Made my day, that. Yeah, really did. Really did make my day. Let's see now. Lord, did it? So I didn't expect this to be such a long episode, but at the same time, it's nice. It's a nice run up to the final, more sedate, sort of. Lot of horrible noises there. Fighter pilot. This will probably be very quick if we do fighter pilot because I don't know the keys. I just think this is a funny one to copy. These are the days when we were trying to do early, early simulators and all this kind of stuff, and they did it. Actually, you've got to give them maximum credit for this. I mean, you had Microprose there, who still, by the way, make games, and I'm very tempted by their fighter pilot game that they've got out at the moment, which is very much something that you might see if you'd done it on the Amiga, but then a PC. I don't know. It's kind of an age kind of thing. So it's, even though it's a modern game, it looks really quite good. But yeah, Microprose did a really great job with their early games. You've got Gunship, you've got F-15 Strike Eagle, all these kind of things. So they really did make a real effort on the specky and things like that to actually bring these things to them and try and put as much immersion in it. That's the right word. Immersion is the good word to go with it. You know, there's much immersion as humanly possible in these things. So I give them a lot of credit for these actual games. They were kind of groundbreaking for what they were. Whether or not they should have been on the Spectrum, that's a different question. I think they probably should. I think we just Spectrum and all these other machines, they definitely deserve these things. I mean, maybe not on the. I mean, there was Flight Sim, wasn't there, on the ZX81? I can't imagine that was much fun at all. I guess that was probably pushing buttons more than anything else, rather than doing things. So clever stuff, but not quite. Not. I don't think it needed to be there. If that makes sense. What's that plane that we've got there? Is that American one? Is that a Tomcat? Would that be around then? 80s? Don't know. I have to admit, I did like though the Maverick movie. I think I quite enjoyed I enjoyed Top Gun, and to be fair, I enjoyed Maverick. Was Maverick as good as the first Top Gun? Probably not in the character forming sense. It wasn't bad. I didn't care much for every one of the pilots. I think I was not meant to, but I think that we followed Maverick obviously, and it was all about Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise. But did I care about the other pilots? Probably not as much as I should have done. I should have cared more. But it was cool. It was very cool indeed. To be fair, it's well worth watching just for some of the flight sequences. Some of the flight sequences are absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of it that's computer generated. I'll be honest, but some of the flight sequences are cool. I'm watching one of the fighters towards the end doing its its party trick for maneuverability is really amazing because it can do that. I went and watched videos on it. I do that. I don't know about you, but I sometimes watch things where they're trying to show off, fighter jets, current things, and then I go off and look it all up and see whether they can actually do these things or whether this is real or not. So I went and looked it all up afterwards, and it's like these 5th gen fighters that they're creating in places like Russia and things like that. They can do these things. There's some big questions about the Chinese versions of the same things. I think they're very much stolen tech. And because they're stolen tech, there's some question marks about whether they're as capable as the other ones. But yeah, it seems everybody's now got the same sort of level of technology. So apart from the fact that they're now using balloons. Yeah, I'll let you think about that one for a second. It's either that or it's Martians. Sorry, not Martians. Little green men from outer space. No, that's again wrong. We can't have little green men. Maybe. That's the first one that's loaded off this tape, by the way. I'd like to say that's the first one that's loaded off the tape. Yeah. Oh, we've been here before. Right, okay. Is there air-to-air combat? Let's do air-to-air combat. Practice 3. Enter to take off. Yeah, let's just be in the air. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know what the keys are. That's Z does something. That's thrust. Let's keep the thrust up. I'm doing 650 knots. That's landing gear, I think. Oh, there's the map. Tango, that's the bad guy. Tango. M was map, wasn't it? Or was that K? N was map. Right. Why would you put it on N? Okay. Oh, hang on. I'm pitching and rolling. Ah, found my pitch and roll. Right, okay. I'm going that way. How do I get back? Right, I'm going that way. I think my destination, the bad guy, is here. There must be the flashing dot on the screen. Cursor keys, by the way. VSL. Zero fire. Yeah. Thing about this is Ace of Aces. I used to play that all the time. I don't know why I got into Ace of Aces. Do you remember Ace of Aces? I used to really be into Ace of Aces. I quite liked that one. Was Ace Combat as well? I think there was. I quite liked those ones. I thought they were quite good. I think my Tango is there. I think that's that Tango there. I'm on an intercept course now with this thing, whatever it is. My altitude's really high. Let's come down a bit. Yeah. I can't say I'm worried. 25 miles out, Zulu. There's a Zulu and a Tango. All kind of terminologies, military terminologies. Let's carry on. Let's see what else we got on the whole thing. Let's do the load it. Let's push the button. V. V. Now, they remade this, didn't they? They remade it with that lady actress who plays the girlfriend of Wade Wilson in Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds' girlfriend. Can't remember her name, but she was the big evil lizard monster. This is a very 80s thing. This is where the aliens arrived on our planet, and they were all very nice, and we were going to share our technologies. And actually, they're not. What they are is they're lizard people who are basically trying to use our planet for its resources, and then finally it kind of turns into an all-out war between humankind and alien kind to sort of solve it all, including human, alien, lizard hybrids, which I don't think would be possible realistically if you think about interspecies stuff. But anyway, it's sci-fi. Who does these things? Who worries about these things? Wasn't it? What was that thing? Star Trek. I'm off to Star Trek. Brace yourself. Strap yourselves in. So off to Star Trek. So Star Trek, there was a bit where it was, wasn't it the relationship between, what was her name? T'Pol and Tucker resulted in a child, which was half Vulcan, half human. That was seen as not possible, but you could modify the genetics or something similar. I believe that they could, if you wanted to have children, so they could modify the two things so they work together. Sounds kind of weird mutation stuff, doesn't it? But apparently they could do that, so it would make it work. It was same with other interspecies that bred. Apparently that's how kind of the general gist of it worked. I don't know if it's doing anything or not here. We'll wait a second and we'll see whether something appears on the screen. We'll see if something jumps up on the screen and says something. I would say that's not loading. Right, okay. Let's find it on what's on PlayZX, and we'll try that. Do you know the only one that's loaded on there was that Fighter Pilot? Absolutely only game that's played on this thing so far. V. Got a computer game. There's a lot of American series got computer games back in the day as well. It was Ocean and US Gold and Imagine were all kind of vying for those I guess those titles, those licenses. I wonder how that leaves you nowadays with things. V game. All. I'm going to look for V. Yeah, perfect. There's a quick loading one, it looks like. Let's do that one, see if that works. This might not actually be V, but if it's something else called V, I'm going to go with it. Video Spectrum 1985. No, it probably isn't V. V 1985. Do you know what? We're going for it because it's there. This looks interesting. We've done the TV series anyway, so there's lizards underneath human skin type things, and they're all horrible invaders. And to be fair, they did make it in the mid 2000s. Actually, I thought it was getting on quite well, but apparently nobody watched it, so they cancelled. It's a bit like Alien Nation. Blooming loved Alien Nation, the TV series. Oh no, hang on, it is V. What the hell is Speed Lock? Cracked by Superfish. Blah, blah, blah. There we go, Alien in front of us. Beautiful. So, what the hell is Speed Lock? Cracked by Superfish. Anyway, that's quite good actually, this fast loading. Anyway, why would we say 1985 though? Weird. So, what we're saying? Yeah, Alien Nation. They got rid of that as well. I mean, they cancelled that one as well. We just got to the point where Cisco was pregnant or carrying his wife, the baby. Well, he wasn't pregnant. She had the baby, and then he carries the baby for a certain length of time. But that was really quite good. That was where I always liked the idea of Alien Nation. It was James Caan, wasn't it? Was James Caan Yeah, it was James Caan. Alien Nation. It was kind of. It was an interesting thing. You know, they crash land on the planet. It turns out that they're effectively a slave race that's been sort of I don't know, abandoned by the masters for no longer being useful, or the masters have died, or there's been a revolution on the thing. Spaceship crashes on Earth, or sort of glides to a halt on Earth, leaving I think it was, I want to say 500,000, 500,000 survivors, who turn out to be just not, nothing useful to the human race, but they're there, So, okay, that went well. That loaded good, didn't it? Okay. So that one didn't load. Let's try another one. Yeah, so they ended stranded on the Earth. Actually, quite nice. Bit not District 9 quite. It was sort of similar, but with a crime story in it, and a typical sort of 80s style, early 80s, late 80s, early 90s sort of I don't know, crime motif maybe. I hope this loads. I do hope this loads. It's not a big game actually, but I think it's speed loader. That's the problem. So anyway, yeah, pretty much with a crime story attached to it, and sort of and the aliens have got a little secret that they don't really want us to know, which is that they've got a very addictive drug that's used to control them. They give them small quantities of it, and it's extremely addictive. But when taken in vast quantities, it becomes become a super version of yourselves. So kind of you're a chrysalis initially. You're sort of the basic. That's not loading. We're not doing well with this. That's not doing well. We're not doing well. Let's stop that one. This happens a lot. This is called What's on the Tape, and this is called What's on the Tape for a reason. Because things just don't load sometimes. I do hate the way that appears on the screen. Oh God, on the screen when with this particular PC, if that not particular PC, particular model. So it's the black +2A I'm using rather than the usual production line. I give it a break. I like to swap the hardware around, just to keep it alive and make sure it's working. So I do swap it around on occasions. But yeah, I think it helps with making sure that they stay good working shape. So that's what I tend to do. But yeah, it was I honestly, there's some series that we've lost that are there. Was it Space Above and Beyond as well? That was actually quite good. That was really late at night as well. I used to quite like that one as well. I used to quite like that particular TV series. I think it still exists. It's out there somewhere, but I haven't seen it for years. That's another speed loader. Look at the speed that things are appearing on screen. That's scary. I hope this loads. I like the flashing border though. I'll be honest, I do like the flashing border. I'm hoping it loads though. See, it's underneath the human skin you see on the front there. V. That was the resistance against the aliens. It's all very weird. All very weird. Looked great though. Well, I thought it did anyway. 1986. It's whizzing by. I know there's some channels, isn't there? It's like UK Gold and things like that, dedicated to sort of like old channels. I wonder if the Americans have the same sort of thing. Whether they have, I guess they probably do, because they've got so many channels. They probably just have people rerunning things forever, especially things like Baywatch and stuff like that. Mind you saying that, it's probably a licensing issue now. Do you not think so? Considering they've made a movie out of it with where they put in Dwayne Johnston and his eyebrow. I've got the same eyebrow, by the way. There must be. I was going to say related, but probably not. But now I've got the same eyebrow. I can do that. I can do that whole eyebrow going a funny direction thing that he does. You know, that sort of that look. My wife says to me, "Why are you looking at me like that sometimes?" And so just because I can. It's like rolling your tongue, isn't it? So some people can roll the tongue, so it's like in the it's a little tube. Some people can fold their tongue so it goes back on itself, and some people can do both, which is it's genetic apparently. And now you're all rolling your tongue. By the way, I can tell. Absolutely every one of you watching this is currently rolling their tongue. I promise you, you're all rolling your tongue just to see whether you can roll or fold it. One of the two. I just did it. To be fair, I'll be honest. I just did it as well. Oh, here we go. V. High score. I have no idea what the keys are, but I'm going to give it a go. Number 1. Can we change them? No, we can't. 0 to play the game. Well, that's fire. What's left and right? That's left. Oh, there's left. Alright, I've got left and right, and I've got fire. Okay. So I'm on board the spaceship. Please report to Gotta shoot the aliens on board their ships. I don't know whether I'm a good or a bad guy. I'm gonna assume I'm a good guy. I want to know if there's a duck. Don't see a duck right now. Aha! I got hurt by the robot. There must be a way down. Yeah, I've got the fire button. I've got that. Ah, I've opened the menu. Up, down. I've got detonators. No. Formula. I don't know what the formula is. Security circuit. What's this? Down. Oh no, these are codes. Back to human mode, I think. Ah, right. Alright. So, could go back to human mode to move around. Not played this before. I want a copy for my collection, but I think I've got one somewhere. Pretty convinced I bought it. Don't know how to duck though. I still entered the menu. I've entered the menu. A lot of just running around, it seems. I've run out of energy as well. I haven't died yet, though. The creatures that are impacting on me aren't killing me. It's a nice run motion. He's got a nice sort of look to his run. It's interesting. His head changes funny, doesn't it? It's like I don't know why his head's facing that other way like that. He has got a nice run motion to him. I quite like that. You can definitely see where his face is and all that kind of stuff, so it's kind of cool. Say no idea how to go down, so we'll continue on. So I've no idea. I think you've got to be pretty far on though to be on the alien spaceship to be doing all that with it. I'd assume. If he's on the alien spaceship, that is. No wonder that you could get that game on there as well, because it's only tiny. V. Oh, Bounty Bob. I don't think I've ever played the Spectrum version of it. I wanted a copy of it the other day, and I bought it as a pack, and it turned out it was the Commodore version. I was very disappointed, actually. I've always wanted the Specky version of Bounty Bob, but I haven't got the Specky version. bit of screaming going on with this tape. Got to give it a clicking all the way. It's annoying, actually, without the tape counter. I have to admit, the tape counter being missing on here is a really annoying, even though they could put it on the Amstrad CPC 464. Come on, Alan. You could definitely put it on there. Definitely. You'd have thought he could have been able to put it on there, but anyway. He didn't, and we didn't get one. Which made it very, very annoying. So a lot of companies started putting the multi-loads onto the other side of the tape, so it was easy to rewind to the beginning. Which makes sense to me. Smart people out there. Some smart people. Some smart cookies. Bounty Bob. I think it's in a mine, and I think he's got a donkey. Not sure what the relevance of the donkey is, but he's got one. I tell you what when talking about mines and whatever else it is, I kind of liked, what's it called? Gilligan's Gold. And that had another name. What was the name of it? Oh, it escapes me at the moment. But anyway, Gilligan's Gold is a translation of an arcade game of a slightly different name. Damn. That's not going to load. Let's find it on PlayZX, because I am ready to commit to this one not working. Let's find it on. Yeah, that's 100% stopped even before I actually got to the point where it didn't work. So yes. Pop this in there. Push the reset button again. Let's do it again. Done that a lot this episode. Let's find Bounty Bob. Bounty Bob strikes back. Let's go down to basic, and let's go load dit. I'll load speech marks. There we go, Bounty Bob. Anyway, sorry, what was I going to say? So, oh, I've forgotten. Hang on, behave. I'm not having that. Right, let's push that button again. Done. Play. No. Why aren't you loading? I think it's sitting. I think the head's sitting a bit funny. There. Try that. Yeah, that's being awkward. Why are you being awkward? There, try that. Oh, that's not working at all. Pause, stop, play. That's awkward. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with that one. It was loading with the other one. Let's try doing it from the tape version, because that seemed to work better. That's really weird. That one just doesn't want to work. It's probably got a licensing thing against it. This will be the annoying bit. Anyway, so yeah, I got the Commodore 64 version. I was quite disappointed by that, actually. I'll be honest. I was hoping for the Spectrum version. Let's give this a try. See if we can do it from this one. Bounty Bob. I was talking about something else, wasn't I, at the moment in time? I was off on a tangent again, and I can't remember what that tangent was because well, it's me. So I do love a good tangent with all these things and useless facts of the week. It's not even about balloons, weather balloons. That's my favourite meme, I think, with all these weather balloons and spy balloons. In inverted commas, I just did there. Was that somebody posted a picture of a hot air balloon that looked like a beer stein, and it said, "Uh-oh, here comes the Germans." I thought I quite liked that one. That was a nice one. I like that meme. I think I quite like that one. And sort of the beer stein floating over the US. Bit of a long way to go, though, to be honest with you. Imagine they did build. They still have the company Zeppelin still exists. It's still out there, still in Germany. There still is a Zeppelin company, a place that makes. Well, I don't think it makes Zeppelins anymore. I think they probably do, but I don't think it's as big as it used to be. I actually quite like that as an air travel idea, though. A whole balloon sort of full of. I don't think it's not hydrogen anymore because that's kind of explosive, as they discovered. But hot air balloons and sort of and travelling that way. They're kind of. It must be a very sedate thing. If you're not in a rush and you want to sort of fly for a long time, I guess flying by a hot air balloon stroke Zeppelin would be quite nice, I guess. I don't know, warm. I always imagine it's warm because they've got that great big flame thing to keep it hot, don't they, at the top of there? There's that lovely sort of blowtorch that goes into the top of the whole thing in the first place. How'd you start that off? Because your balloon must be folded up to begin with. You just start, like, small bit of warm air. I don't know how that works. I'm not sure how that works. I've never been in a hot air balloon. I feel like I'm missing out now. I need to go in a hot air balloon. Maybe not one that goes across the US because they tend to shoot at them. But other than that, it's fine. US Gold, all American software. All American software, basically from a company based in the UK. They basically bought up loads of licenses. That was US Gold's thing. They were buying up licenses left, right, and centre. They don't even exist anymore, do they? I think if they do, they're not US Gold anymore. It wasn't always a seal of quality either. Was US Gold? They could be a bit hit and miss. They did a lot of Atari games, I think, was one of their things as well. Quite a lot of Atari conversions were US Gold. Did they do Rygar? Was that them? Or was that Imagine? I always thought it was US Gold that did Rygar. Rastan I quite liked. Remember Rastan? That was quite good. I saw that recently. Somebody was playing the arcade version of it. It's a pretty tough game as old Rastan, though. It's a pretty monstrously tough game, to be honest with you. Very much a acquired taste with sort of. It was difficult on the Spectrum too. That's died, doesn't it? Oh, we're doing rubbish today. We're doing rubbish today. Absolutely rubbish. Bounty Bob's not going to play. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Bounty Bob. Bad Bounty Bob. Oh, did it. Right. That's not bad. It's bad. And that's the end of that. I think that's... Oh... I think that's Qualtron. Or Quastron. Quastron? Quastron. I think we're struggling with this. And I've knocked the cable by mistake. My fit of yeah, there we go, knocked it again. Just behave. I don't know if that's I've got that on the wall. I'm just looking up at the top. Hang on, you just look that you just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I can see it. Hang on. Aha! Return of the Jedi. I've got it. Hang on. I'm coming back. You just stay there. I'm coming back. I'm back in a minute. Hang on. Oh, I was just looking there for see if I got anything else. See if I could find anything. I know I don't have Bounty Bob, which is a real shame actually. That I've got this here. I've got this Quastron here. 48K mode. Load in 48K mode. Right, okay, I can do that. I can load in 48K mode. Right. In we go. Proper tape. I love a proper tape. Love a proper tape. That was the thing, though. Quality of it being recorded. Master recorder was good. New control. KLP. Or Klepto. Klepto. Oh, dear. No. Load. The Wayward Mechnotron droid assigned to deactivate hostile alien drones. Please load. Ah. I love doing this. It just honestly that there's such a I have a little I just have so many games that are like this. Just don't want to play. I want this one to load though. I do. So I'm Klepto, which is obviously kleptomaniac, which is somebody compulsively steals. I've got the Quantrek planet. I've got to destroy them on there. I've got to grapple with them. What am I going to do on the controls? Up, left, right. A. Alright, okay. Fire joystick, auto fire, right. Auto fire with W. Alright, we'll work it out, right, let's play. Let's press the play button and we'll see if we can work it out. Try to work out the controls. In the grapple mode, you must switch backwards and forwards and grapple between them all. I think that Dave plays retro games badly. Birdsall highly rates this. So there's it's a Hewson software game. It's got a lovely on the front of it. It's got a lovely shiny sort of silvery robot with a single eye that seems to be shooting out sort of a beam across the level, and a grapple in one of his hands. With his left hand having a palm firing laser of some sort. Definitely I didn't know it was a Hewson software one actually. Don't know why I didn't know that. They've got a bit of a reputation doing good things actually. Steve Turner's high-speed arcade strategy game, 3D scrolling graphics on 8 levels, laser batteries, control access, and grapple action. Sounds like a Saturday night to me. Laser action with a bit of grapple. Anyway, I'm not going to work this controls out. I know what you meant to do on it. You meant to like grapple the robots and then like disarm them. There's a G on the bottom of the screen. We've got to grapple them to the ground. Subject to class or mineral content. Oh, that's right. I think it loads a little bit as it goes along. Gives you like a story as it does. Alien super weapons. It always happens to me. Alien super weapons. It's a problem for everybody. Alien super weapons. A. Yeah. K. M. Enter fire. Z. I've got them. I've got my controls. I know where I'm going. Yeah, it makes sense. Designed to disable robots and of the alien type from the planet Quantron or whatever it's called. It's extremely hazardous. It's a very difficult job to do. Uridium was a good game from Hewson. We always liked that one. That got a re-release on the NES, and they don't even know it as that. The people who were Nintendo owners never knew it as Uridium. Uridium's a much better name. I can't even remember what it's called on the NES. Somebody will know in the comments below. But I can't remember what it was called. But they got a release of it for them, which looks really good. I'll be honest, it does look good. And there is another version of it, isn't there? There's a Hyper something or other, new modern day release of it that's been done. same by the Houston people as well. So interesting. Whatever happened to Hudson? Did they get bought? Hudson and Sunsoft. I bet they got bought, didn't they? It's giving us the whole story here, by the way. He's got to survive the madness. Because he's confined to the brig. Because he's naughty. He's confined to the brig to play Space Invaders. Even better. He was forced to participate in the one of the greatest shoot 'em ups ever. There we go. We actually had it load. Even better, we had a game load that came off a tape as well. We only got one thing to load off that last tape, and we didn't get Bounty Bob, and we didn't get Ping Pong, and we didn't get 3D Star Strike. I'm very disappointed, actually. 3D Star Strike 2, anyway. Right, okay. One for keyboard, press enter to start. Oh, I like the music. It's been very classical. I'll actually listen to the music. Right, push the button. Prepare for Qualtron City. So... Oh, this is the thing. I can't remember how to do this. You've got to push the buttons to take over control of it, don't you? Oh, no, there's some weird game involved in this. Locked in combat. G. I don't know what goes on, how this works. Ah, you've got to change the colours to match my colours. Right. Okay. Aha! Right. Did I lose completely there? I think I did. Yes, I did. Right, okay, let's try it again. Makes more sense now that I blooming know what I'm going to be doing. So they're easier, I think, the robots if you've got easier. There's like the lower the number, the easier the robot is to grapple. Right. So, boom. That's it. Like that. Boom. I think I'm winning. Do I press G to grapple it when it does it? Locked in combat. Right, okay. I think I'm winning this. Still locked in combat. I've got it! Oh, yes! So do I get to choose some of it? Have I got his weapons now? Oh, I do. Oh, so this is how it works. Prepare to engage. Right, okay. Now I know what I'm meant to be doing. It makes more sense. Right. I'm still winning this, though. I've interfaced with it. What am I going to do with these, though? Am I meant to take them? I don't know how you... What am I to do here with this? Can I interface with this? What's this do? This is cool. Oh, that's the map. That's the level. My current build. Ah! I'm back to the level, I'm guessing. I'm quite alright. I think it's quite cool. Not what I was expecting, actually, after all that. I've got an interface for this robot here. Okay, let's find some robots to interface with. Okay. Think I'm still winning that. Yeah, I am. Oh, I interfaced with it. Did enough. Take that. Take that. Take that. Exit. Interface with them. This is cool. I like this. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing entirely, but I tell you what, I'm definitely into it more than I was previously. I do remind myself of that cheat grapple. Oh, I'm in it. So what? Can I choose like to be him? Oh, I can. Huh, I can. Huh. So I can choose to be... So I think I just have to beat the number of interfaces he's got to win. I think I've won this. Yeah. Alright, cool. I'll have that dual laser. I've got a dual laser now. And it's just the one robot left. I think. I'm not sure what... I'm still not entirely sure what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, destroyed him. Oops. I'm trying not to destroy him. I was trying to grapple him. There you go. Sorry, very quiet there here with this. I'm concentrating. How do I interface? G. I don't want to interface. Well, if you're not going to interface, I'm going to destroy you. Is the answer to that question? Oh, I have to interface now. Right. Okay. Boom. Boom. Oh, this is going to be interesting. To get those two. Well, I kind of like this. It's more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I think I've won. Yep. I've got the dual laser already. Take that. Take that. Take that. So I get an upgrade, and he gets a downgrade. Let's have a look up here. How do I move to the next bit of the level? Must be a route through that I'm missing here. This is kind of cool, isn't it? Is that a beaming pad or something like that? Yeah, it's interesting, this one. I kind of like it. So basically you have to colour in use your little arrows to colour in the bits and pieces on the screen, And if you get more than them, then you're kind of the cooler of the dudes. That's not really a thing, but do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyway, we'll finish it there. But I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye now.